Hey guys, it's John C. Morley, Serial Entrepreneur here. If you are new to IFYL, you'll notice there is a QR code in the top right that just appeared. Take your phone and use it to scan that QR code, which will direct you over to my link tree with lots of great information, videos to become a better version of yourself and help others become better versions of themselves as well. Secondly, I'd like to wish you guys happy, healthy, safe 4th of July. Hopefully, you've been having a wonderful day with picnics and fun and fireworks probably still going on and lots of good things with family and friends and additional colleagues maybe and many new friends that possibly you've made, but just a great day to enjoy and be thankful and grateful for being free and being able to have this wonderful country that we live in and all the endless possibilities. All right, so every single week, I start on Saturday and I go to Friday with a brand new master topic. Pretty simple. And then we end that on Friday, and then Saturday we start a brand new one. So, what is that master topic? Well, friends, that's a great question. How does discipline lead to success? Uh, that is interesting, right? So, if we were to look up the word success, because a lot of people get spellbound by this, what do we mean when we say the word success? First of all, success is a noun. It's a degree or measure of succeeding, favorable or desired outcome, attainment of wealth, favor, or eminence. Okay, one that succeeds. But what does succeeding mean? Well, to succeed is a verb. Okay, to come next after another in office or position or in possession of an estate, especially to inherit sovereignty, rank, or title. So that's one meaning of the word succeed. The other succeed is to turn out well. Like if you made a cake, um, I succeeded in making a lavishly delicious chocolate cake that everyone devoured. All right, so that's one thing, right? So succeed is to attain a desired object or outcome, right? Um, when we succeed, it's also about to pass to a person by inheritance. But when we say succeed today, we're talking about success. We're talking about the fact that we want a certain outcome and we want to be able to celebrate that outcome. Now, normally to have an outcome, you need to take certain steps, right? It doesn't just magically fall in your lap. Even though we get inspired action, I should say, through being able to be on path. It doesn't just show up in our life. The direction of how we get there is a little more free form. However, we need to be disciplined, which just means that we're going to take those actions that are leading us to great outcomes, success, that means we're succeeding over and over and over again. So if we want to become abundant and we do things, well, we're going to find out what makes us succeed, right? Hello there, Kenny. Happy, healthy 4th of July. To succeed sounds so delectably, scrumptiously, deliciously edible, tasty, good, sir. Thanks so much, Kenny. Hopefully, you and your family are having a wonderful or had a wonderful 4th of July holiday. Succeed and success are things that a lot of people put strong onus on. However, they're not always willing to do the work to succeed. What do I mean by that? Well, if you were to make, let's say, a great cake, right? And you did a good job making it, would you be willing to put that effort in again, the same amount, the same way, the same dedication to measuring and cooking and mixing the same way every single time? Would you be willing to apply those steps in your life every single time? If you're not, well, then you're not going to succeed, right? You're going to probably be a little bit unhappy. And so succeeding is something that I believe a lot of people they want to be able to do, but they become frustrated. They become frustrated. Now, not by choice. They become frustrated because they're tired, or maybe they didn't see the outcome that they wanted. And so they figure, well, we're not going to go any further because we didn't see the outcome. So why should we even go further? Well, I hear you. Sometimes the difference between succeeding and failing is just hang on a little bit longer. Now, there are people around you that I will tell you that literally will detour you from success. And this happens for one main reason. You know what that reason is? The reason is other people are in a negative mood. And you can't let these negative people get in your head. There might be people that are, let's say, had enough with life. And that's not our business to say to them, hey, you shouldn't do that. That's not our business unless they're hiring us as coaches to do that. Our job is to make sure that we don't get wrapped up to that schmuck, that we don't get wrapped up into that negative energy. Because if we do, we're going to be pulled down. We become what we think about most often. And so in success, it's about a feeling. You heard me right. I said a feeling. However, that feeling is something that people oftentimes don't get a chance to experience because they've already quit. Let's talk about something else. Maybe you were getting ready to run a marathon, and you walked or trained and worked every single day, and maybe you're just about a month to go before the run, and you're like, oh, I can't do this. And for whatever reason, you put yourself in this doldrum state. Or maybe when your friend says, are you crazy? You can't run the marathon. Maybe they'll say your age, your condition. But I have to tell you, age is just a number. Condition is just a current point. You can always become better. Other people don't believe it's possible because they don't have the discipline that you do. For example, you all know that I've lost weight and I keep working on that. That's something I really pride myself on and I really enjoy. When I talk to some people like, oh, you're nuts, you're crazy, or wow, that's amazing. But yet they're not going to put that energy into themselves. Why? A lot of reasons. One, it's a lot of work. Two, they're going to claim they don't have the time. Three, they're going to say they don't know how, which everyone can figure out how if they want it bad enough, right? So if we're not getting what we want in life, our why is not loud enough. Now, you can use meditation, you can use different techniques. There are going to be people around you that are going to paint this picture that, life is ending or, my life is terrible. Don't try to change them. Let them acknowledge life and see it the way they want, as long as they're not hiring you as a client or a coach, right? Because if you try to do that and they don't want to see it a different way, they're going to fight you tooth and nail. Now, this can happen with parents. This can happen with older siblings, younger siblings. It can happen with uncles, aunts, cousins. It can happen with customers. And people don't mean to be negative. They don't. It's just that they don't have the discipline. So let's step back for a moment. Let's think of something in your life that you felt really successful about. You think about it? Great. How did you feel when you did that the first time? Probably pretty amazing, right? And so now you want to do something else. Think about how you felt the first time you succeeded something. I mean, really cool, right? When you succeed, it causes all these endorphins to be released in our body. And when they're released, we feel really good. It's a natural high in our body. Just before I got on with you guys a little while ago, I was having a dream. And you might say, John, what is that dream? Well, today's dream was very interesting. Today's dream was about getting a badge of recognition to join a team. And I had made a decision in this dream to not do this. And what I tried to explain to everyone is that you all want me to join this team, but that's not the best thing for me. It's the best thing for you guys right now, but it might not be in the future because, see, my heart's not in this. It's in it today, but I know it's not going to be in it down the road. And I think this happens with new employees, staff members you're trying to bring on. You want them to be one way. And I think the greatest thing I want to share tonight is that if somebody has a thought or has a vision about doing something and it's not long term, embrace what they have, but accept where they're coming from. Because if you accept it, then you're not going to be disappointed. And two, you're not going to put extra resources into them because you know they're not staying. However, use what you can from them because there might be a reason the universe puts you together. Maybe they're creative in something. Maybe they've already been successful in something. And maybe they want that to rub off in whatever they do. And if you're part of that, you're going to benefit. So a lot of people might say, oh, I can't do that because you don't want to do this X hours. Accept people for what they are. A lot of big companies make the mistake of accepting a gem and not accepting them because they want a full-time person. They don't want somebody that's going to bring new energy or someone that is going to help propel them forward. They just want it to come in the package they want. So we talked about this before, whether it's a relationship, whether it's money, whether it's a business venture, whether it's, let's say, some type of an accolade, maybe not business, but maybe just an accolade in life or some skill you're going to achieve. You may want it to come to you a certain way. Maybe you want it to come to you in a saran wrap bag or a Ziploc bag, or maybe in tinfoil or what have you, or some type of container. The thing is, the container that you're currently wanting it to come to you in is not the way it may come. And so if that item comes to you in a FedEx envelope, you're like, oh, I don't want that. I'm not expecting the FedEx envelope. Now, this sounds crazy, but it could be on a date, right? You might say, well, gee, this ideal guy or ideal lady, I want to meet them when I'm strolling through an airport on a delayed flight. It's nice. But then if that person suddenly walks into a coffee shop or walks into a home improvement store, you're going to discount them because like, oh, I'm not ready. This isn't where I want to meet that person. So this can't be them. You see, you got to be flexible about where your success comes from or where your people come from that come into your life. We can tell the universe what we want. Like if we go order a steak, I want a filet mignon steak. We don't necessarily tell them what oven to put it on, and we don't tell them where to go order the steak. We just tell them how we want to prepare, right? That's all we do. And so when we do that, that's the magic. We have to put some trust in the universe. But why don't people in our world believe in trust? I can tell you, maybe they had several bad cards dealt to them, cards that just took them off their path, cards that brought them down to their knees. And they're like, I'm not doing this anymore. I tell you to be humble, and I tell you to be open about what the universe brings to you, because the package something comes to you may not come in the way you expect it. And if you can now be accepting that the package will arrive in any form, right? Now you'll be more willing and open to not only see what's inside the package, but be ready to bring that into your life because you didn't set limitations. Now let's talk about how discipline plays in this. If you're someone that's wanting to get better, let's say at bowling, but you, let's say, don't make time to go to the bowling alley, you're not going to get better. Or at least put the mental time in your head, right, to practice bowling. We learned many weeks ago or a month ago about how this famous team put together with the one that played every day and the one that didn't play, they played in their minds, and then the one that didn't play at all, the one that played in their minds was just as good, if not better, than the one that played every day. I think success is a great feeling. And I think when you become successful, there are people around you that want to clamor around you. That's going to be inevitable. But when you find other people that have a thread of success, I don't care if it's a big thread, embrace them, mentor them, work with them, because they might have some things that you don't know that could take you to that next propulsion point in your life. Now you might be saying to me, John, oh, I know everything. Well, if you know everything, then why are you not there yet? Now, that's not to discredit you. That's just to say that we never become something as one. We become something as a team. There is no I in team, right? A team is a group of people that have a common goal for a common success. They celebrate the team's victories. They unfortunately are there when the challenges are there, but they're there to support those challenges and not gloat over, oh my gosh, we can't do this. Work on, all right, it didn't work today. Or we made this cake and this was terrible, but what did work? Well, the filling was good, but the cake just fell apart. Or we made this waffle and the waffle was great, but it tasted good, but it just didn't go through the waffle maker or something. Or, you have to look at what it is that's working and what it is that isn't. Celebrate your wins, even if there's a couple of them, I don't care. And then figure out the things that went wrong and say, what do I need to do to make that a win? Now, maybe making that a win might be really tough. Why don't you figure out how to make that a small win? You see, a lot of people want these big wins in their life, but they're not willing to accept a small win. All big wins started with a small win, right? Let me give you an example. Maybe you're studying, you're running for the marathon, you're practicing every day. And the fact that you're now able to run every day over an hour and not become out of breath, that's a small win. The fact that you're now becoming more in shape, that's a small win. The fact that your trainer is not being so aggressive with you, that's a small win because now you're becoming the discipline. You see, a lot of people hire trainers because they want them to kick them into shape. But if you're motivated enough, you don't need a trainer. You might need somebody to give you some procedures or some techniques, but you don't need a trainer. If you need a trainer, then you need discipline. And that's why some trainers get very rough because they want you to get in line. They want you to stay the status. They want you to get better. If you don't, you're going to fall behind, and then they're afraid that you're going to quit. You're going to become demotivated. This even happens with inventors. Let's talk about Thomas Alva Edison. He found 999 ways that he could not make a light bulb. The 100th way worked. Now, what motivated him? I think the fact that he was tired with the way candles were working and he had to find a better way to have light. And he knew that by doing this, it would not only help him, but it would help everyone around him. He didn't do it so he would be lifted up, even though he was. See, don't do something because you're going to be revered or lifted up to the top. That's not why you do something. You do something to become a better version of yourself and help others become better versions of themselves. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you know who I am by now. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It has been an amazing privilege and pleasure. I hope you guys have had a wonderful 4th of July. And I want to share something else with you, and that is this. Live the Feeling of the Wish Fulfilled by Neville Goddard. Now, you might say to me, John, what does that mean? Well, when you live the feeling of the wish fulfilled, magic starts to happen in your brain. No, things don't just fall out of the sky, but you get creative inspiration like, let me try that, or let me do this instead, or let me contact this person. That's the path of living the feeling of the wish fulfilled. I would really appreciate if you'd like, love, support my channel. Comment below. What do you think discipline is? And have you ever done something in life that you felt really successful about? What kind of discipline went into that? Share that with me. Tag your friends, your colleagues, and your associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then go to my YouTube channel, John space C space Morley space serial entrepreneur. Look for that key phrase, help keep our content free. And make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, right now. Be disciplined. Buy my team a cup of coffee, slice of watermelon, or even maybe a glass of lemonade, or even a nice vanilla cone. And we'll be so grateful with those pennies and dollars we receive. We'll put them into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, new facilities, and even new staff to give you the most jaw-dropping motivational content ever, keeping you inspired to stay on your track and cultivate even more success than you believe was possible. Hey, everyone, you see my hat, believe and achieve. Before you can achieve one blessed thing in life, you have to first remember you got to believe. That's why I want you to go to believemeachieve.com. Check out John's new daily days videos, which is the first link at the top. Every single day, I give you what the day means, and I do something pretty cool. So definitely follow me. Have some other cool videos on there as well. There's lots of stuff. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow, which is, yes, July 6th. 5th, excuse me. I'm rushing the week here. July 4th is a Monday. July 6th, July 5th, which is a Tuesday. And we'll keep continuing this great energy about discipline and what it means. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your night. And feel free to watch this many times because there's a lot of great nuggets in it. Take care, everyone, and thank you for watching and sharing.